An 8th Public Belt board member resigns. Tonight, we pick up our investigation of the railroad with a look at how the resignations could interrupt business later this week.
Deeply disappointed with where we are right now.
President Obama faces criticism as a new assessment suggests the recession ended more than a year ago.
Not just a matter of implementing good policies, but also setting a better tone so that everybody feels like we can start cooperating again.
Well, we still have Hurricane Igor way up into the Atlantic. The rest of the tropics may be taking a snooze. Your full Weather Authority forecast is coming up.
The man who says he owns Hudat makes his case for collecting from people who sell items with the phrase.
And find out what action needs to be taken to make sure people in this region don't get blocked trying to buy flood insurance. Fox 8 News at 9 starts right now.
Live in HD with John Snell, Nancy Parker, and Lee Zurich. Chief Meteorologist Bob Brett. And sports with John Henry Smith. This is WVUE TV New Orleans, Fox 8 News at 9.
The Hudat phrase has become as popular as red beans and rice in New Orleans.
While everyone's saying it, one man claims to own it. Now he's making demands on local business owners to pay for licensing fees to use it on merchandise. Natasha Robin has the story.
For Saints fans, the Hudat phrase is a sign of pride.
New Orleans is a great place. We care about people. When people come down here, we want to show them a good time. The first thing we say is Hudat.
I mean, it's just a natural thing. When the Saints are, it's Hudat.
Hudat!
Singing it, saying it, or yelling it is fine. But Steve Monastery says if you plan to put it on merchandise, you'll owe him.
Lots of people here in town we're working with, and it's harmonious, and everything's fine, and we're selling our goods with our mark on it. And but there are a few who, for some reason, don't want to even sit down and talk.
Monastery claims to own Hudat, and he says vendors need to be licensed to sell Hudat merchandise. He says a lot of businesses have cooperated with him, but not everyone's willing to work with Monastery.
There are a few out of a lot who we're working with. There are only a few who are taking some sort of stance. I don't think on the ownership issue, and we've reached out to them many times. Come, talk to us. We can work this out.
If it would have happened when we first started saying Hudat and the merchandise first started coming out, I'd have probably said, well, he's got a patent on it. But he waits till we win the Super Bowl, and now the merchandise is flowing and money's being made all over. Now he wants to say it's his phrase.
Monastery, though, says that isn't true. In fact, he claims to have owned Hudat since 1983, when he wrote and produced the Hudat song, sung by Aaron Neville. And he says he's been collecting from business owners ever since.
Lots. Since 1983, we've had many, and continuing throughout the years. And of course, recently, many, as we speak today, there are people who are businesses within a mile of here who are licensed by us to use the mark. And a lot of the Hudat merchandise that you see as you move around the city are our licensees and our vendors.
Now Monastery says he can add another Saints phrase to his trademark collection. That's right. The new phrase that Saints fans all over are starting to use, Monastery claims he trademarked the day after the Super Bowl.
No, it belongs to the people. It belongs to New Orleans.
We're not trying, we don't want anybody to stop saying Hudat. We want everybody to have fun and say Hudat. We trademarked it for commercial purposes.
Monastery says he's just trying to protect his business.
Monastery says he's required to enforce his rights to the trademark or he'll lose it. He says he's not trying to put anyone out of business. He simply wants to work with the vendors.
So how far, Natasha, is he prepared to go on this?
Well, we asked him that, and he says he will go to court if he has to, but he really wants to sit down and talk with the business owners.
All right. Thanks.
Hope nobody copyrights weather, I'll tell you.